what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
I'm with the band. Music and interviews you're going to like.
So let's start. So we are here at
Granite Falls Brewing here in sunny Granite Falls, North Carolina, with Drew from Porch 40. How you doing, Drew?
I'm good.
Good. Welcome to this neck of the woods, man.
Yeah, man. I've kind of previously been around this area a little bit, more towards Rutherfordton. So,
right?
Yeah.
Right on. Well, we're glad to have you. Drew, tell me a little bit about your band.
Porch 40's kind of just a high energy kind of band. We're just trying to have fun and just create a type of music that's really gets people going and something exciting.
So let's talk about how Porch 40 started out. How much has it changed?
Questions.
Heavy.
How much has changed? Those are very long questions. I'm going to short it down. Porch 40 started out at a house party. We moved into a house called the Farmhouse, and it was a terrible place to live, but an awesome place to meet people. So me and Mitch moved in there, the violin player, and there were lots of traffic coming in and out. We finally met the right guys who were wanting to play music, and I had a party. We came up with our band name, probably about the third party we were playing at, and it basically had to do with 40 just being on the porch. I mean, there's a lot of other things that were happening, but, it was a good time, good social gathering. And Porch 40, we started playing out in public. We finally got our first opportunity, I think, at Soul Infusion. People started dancing at Soul Infusion in Silva. They started dancing. We were like looking at each other like, what?
Oh, my God.
They actually enjoy this? Yeah. We were just like, wow.
They're
People
dancing.
are smiling and dancing, and they like it.
That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. And that's, what we try and stick to. We don't try and take ourselves too seriously. Like on our social media, we just try and say some fun things, Not trying to be... I don't know, a lot of bands I feel like just take themselves way too seriously and are so entitled to music, and I think music should just be shared and it's fun. So
True that.
I like that.
I like that too. So is there like a pretty good music scene in Silva? How was the music scene in Silva?
When I'm from Silva, so I grew up there my whole life, and there were some different things in the beginning. So did Spencer. Me and Spencer met in high school. He kind of dated my sister in 6th grade. Anyway, we play music together now.
Long
yeah.
history.
I know, yeah. But, it's just always changed. It was a huge indie rock explosion coming in the early 2000s. That was kind of going on. Bands like Total War were hitting it big. And they finally moved to Asheville. But there was nothing that was really like funk rock. We didn't really even know what we were doing. We didn't set out to be like, we're going to be funk rock. It just kind of was a genre that we all liked together. Like Carter, the bass player, really liked metal, so did the drummer. I liked folk and kind of like indie music. But for some reason, funk rock was that conduit between all of us as musicians that made Porch 40. We just let it happen. It's not like we forced anything. I forgot the original question. I don't even know if I answered it.
That's perfectly
Sounded
fine.
good.
Just listening to some of your music, on YouTube and this, that, and the other thing, you guys have played with bands such as, I'll name drop, Dirty Dozen's brass band back in.
They're awesome.
Right. I've seen them numerous times with Widespread Panic. I think they're phenomenal.
Great guys,
to be
too.
held in good graces with those guys, that's close to a dream come true, right?
It was pretty awesome.
Right.
It's just good. It's even more awesome when you talk to them afterwards.
Yeah.
And they're real chill with you, and they're sharing their experiences. And they're not being, mean or anything.
Sure, yeah.
So it was good. I mean, I sat for 2 hours and listened to Kevin, who's one of the guys in there, just talk. And I soaked it all up. I was like, keep talking, man.
How was New Orleans? So y'all went on some sort of like New Orleans tour, right?
Good. Yeah, we went to New Orleans for 3 days. It was very blurry. Ate a lot of chicken. Awesome. Drank a lot. Ate a lot of crawdads. It was blurry, but it was a great time. And we had some really good videos from there. We've been there twice. And it's just good people. We went there with Hazy Ray, which is a band from New Orleans, so they've been hooking us up there.
That's
and they're good
awesome.
guys, yeah.
So I want to know, so there's a few festivals coming up, right, in the summer. So
Yeah.
I want to know what's going on in the summer. What do you guys have planned for the summer?
Honestly, I don't really know. I kind of look at the schedule like as a weekend basis. Like I just kind of see what I've got. I don't look too far in advance. But we've definitely got some schedules lined up. I know we're going on the road in August, and we're going, I think, to Philadelphia I would interview someone else about this, honestly.
Right.
But
Really?
We'll catch up with your management later.
yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
He seems like he's really got his head on his shoulders. You guys going in the right direction.
Yeah, and man,
For
I
sure.
get to just chill and focus on the music and the energy within the band.
Right.
And
Well, I saw today that you guys are playing with the Broadcast and the Suffers.
Yeah.
Coming up at the Orange Peel. I saw the Suffers are playing David Letterman tonight. Right? They're playing Letterman tonight.
Yeah, they are. They're
Isn't
playing
that
on the
crazy?
Tonight Show,
That's
which is
awesome.
going to be cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool to talk to those guys.
Really
and the
cool.
Grey Eagle's an awesome bar. Like, awesome. Real low ceilings. It's real
Right.
kind of punk style.
That's right.
Yes, man, but I love that bar.
Can you imagine that you used to
that
smoke cigarettes in
venue.
that place? Probably.
Oh, man, it would just get so clouded.
You're playing with Broadcast? Is that what you just
Yeah,
said?
the Broadcast and the Suffers.
Yeah, and they came to Holler Mill.
Yeah, in beautiful Hickory, North Carolina.
Yeah, we needed to add that, Hickory.
Gorgeous.
Y'all should come to Holler Mill.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, they are playing at the. We'll go ahead and announce it, I guess. JGI and the Mesh are going to present a brand new music festival in sunny North Carolina in June. On June the 20th at the Miles Teller Mansion, Porch 40. We'll be there, and we're looking forward to them playing for sure, and help out all the all those dogs and cats and all that good stuff that can't help themselves. So we appreciate you guys doing that for us. Man.
No problem. It's fine with us. We've done that before for dogs and cats.
For sure.
It's been good
It's
times.
all for the
They're
dogs.
better.
For the
they're
dogs
better,
and the
they're
cats.
better than people most.
They are. They really are.
Right.
But yeah, I think we did an RF thing at Soul Infusion one time, which turned out to be pretty good.
That's awesome.
And it rained,
Yeah.
we still made it work. It was outdoor.
Perfect,
thing,
man.
Lots of tarps. Cool.
Sorry, I was drinking beer.
That's fine. Is this the first Mesh podcast to have beer on?
Yes.
Maybe.
So we can
We're starting a
consciously
new
drink
trend.
beer.
Abigail, we're starting a new trend.
Yeah, we are.
Definitely, for sure.
I think people respect you more if you have a beer.
I think so.
and do a
I think so.
podcast.
And a mustache, but I can't do
I mean, I'm having 4 right now at once.
I think you could.
No.
So, I want to know what y'all's favorite this year out of all the shows you played. What was like your favorite place / town that you went to? I mean, I don't know how long you guys actually stay, but
Well, it's in 2015
all right, 14.
or 14.
Yeah, let's talk about
or ever.
14.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ever.
I know some of the worst ones, but I don't want to go into detail there. We've been kicked out of some counties. I think my favorite was probably the Orange Peel. We were crowd surfing there. I know my favorite gig was the album release party, and it was
Yeah.
so packed and mad battered. It was just like a venue, and it was just support from all over.
Sure. For those who don't know, where's that venue?
That's in Silva, North
Silva,
Carolina.
right.
Yep. And it's a really awesome place. Serving like really organic food.
Sure.
Great. They used to have a place in Cullowhee, but it burned down after something happened in Subway.
Right.
Someone didn't make a sub right,
happens.
and just torched a bunch of great restaurants there. But anyway, they moved into downtown, and then we were like, "Yeah, your place is awesome. Let's have a show there." And we did have a show there, and
That's fantastic.
that's probably my favorite show of all time.
That's awesome when a crowd like that responds to what you've put your heart and soul into for
Yeah.
so long, and
It's-
that's got to be something else, right?
Man, it's like humbling, It's just like, wow, like people like it, and it's people I grew up with the whole time I was in that
Right.
town. So I'm just like,
They'll
yeah.
always be your best fans, no
Yeah,
matter what.
they will, and that whole scene in Silva, they love all the music, the local music that goes
Right.
on. It's like PMA and who's some other bands? PMA, Darren and the Butter Toast. They're all just so great.
Great,
So,
yeah.
it's a good scene.
For sure. In the short time, I actually lived in your neck of the woods there for a while. and-
Really?
Yeah, and that was that's one thing I did catch on to is the folks from where you're from really do appreciate really great music.
Yeah.
and they're not bashful for that at all, and they'll cover you with it.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of surprised me because you got this whole EDM scene going on, and that's kind of more electronic dance.
Right. Yeah.
And that's, as a band, you feel like that's kind of just taken over the whole market. And when you get started as a band and you have that kind of support, it's just nice because that people still love music with real instruments and stuff like that.
Well, since you brought it up, do you ever feel like you have to emulate EDM to an extent? That you have to give the band sort of give the fans some sort of, I don't want to say bass drop for goodness sake, but almost a feel. And I know you said you're high energy.
Yeah.
But do you ever feel like you have to appease to that sort of thing? I mean, am I reaching?
No. When you talk about that, I feel like when we want to be successful as musicians, we need to see what's popular. We need to see how we can bridge that gap back from. Because dubstep's exciting. I mean, it sounds like robots doing whatever robots do. But like,
they will take over
it's
the world
pretty
one day.
exciting music. You know, it's really like high energy. And to kind of emulate that or pull them in and give them a bridge into a different type of genre, because we're trying to do something fresh in the beginning, anyways.
Sure.
And it's just something to pay attention to. We're not really trying to, like...
Right, yeah.
Mitch, more bass drops. But Mitch on the violin, the electric violin, he does have like a volume pedal that's kind of simulates a dubstep drop.
Sure.
I mean, it's something to think about. You can't just ignore that.
Right. It's hard to... to say you emulate anything, because that's not fair.
But we kind of do. I mean, we just pull.
Right, for sure. And it might just be, whenever you're trying to create music, it might not even be trying to emulate anything. It might just be something that's stuck in your head.
Yeah. And that's usually, that is. It's just, in the beginning, we were just things that were stuck in our heads, things that we were individually into.
Right, like Betsy Ross is a Hoss.
Betsy Ross was totally a song. That was a weird song. That song, we tried to play a song with another guy, and it did not work out. And this poor guy, we got upstairs and just wrote that song instantly. And this guy was downstairs just alone, and we couldn't write any. It was weird. But anywho, that was just like us. We were just explosive with our songwriting, There's a lot of songwriting dudes, Porch 40.
Lots of dudes.
Lots of dudes. Lots of writing.
Lots of songwriting.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, do you guys all live together?
We kind of used to.
Right.
It's just tough.
How's the band house?
A bunch of guys. It's a mess. It's trash everywhere. I'm ready to, and our lease is up in May, so I'm going to live in my car, I think, for a while.
Right.
Save some money.
You start the GoFundMe Indiegogo account, that type thing.
Yeah. I mean, it should be good. I mean, I don't feel like getting a lease that's going to last a year while I'm going to be on the road, especially in August if we're going on a tour.
For sure.
I'm just living in my car for like 3 months. This is a plan that I kind of just made recently. Right. I don't feel like it's going to really be fun, but I have a gym membership. I can shower there.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, if you're ever in Hickory, you know who to call.
Yeah.
We'll put you up, no problem. Drew, thanks, man. Thanks for coming out. I know you guys got to get going.
Thank you, Abby.
It's only against the law if you get caught. It's only against the law if you get caught. It's only against the law if you get caught. It's only against the law if you get caught.
Yeah, look, I'm in now, going on and I can't get enough. See, holding hands with the devil, trying to get my level, trying to get my ante on what's up. And I'm mad, oh God, somehow, who was rich man in the past days? I am nobody, hang with these artists, not gonna make this last. And I don't mind, I'm getting what I need. It's only against the law if you get caught, only against the law if you get caught. And I don't against the law if you get caught. Only against the law if you get caught. Only against the law if you get caught. Yeah. And I don't even try. I've got a roof on my back. I've been doing this until I die. And I know what true happiness is right here in this material place. Fast cars make money, honey, you know I do it just the same face. Yeah. And I don't mind. I'm getting what I need. It's only against the law if you get caught. Only against the law if you get caught. Against the law if you get caught. Only against the law if you get caught. Only against the law if you get caught. And if you do, you're right, son.
Spencer, welcome to the Mesh.tv.
That's cool. I'm glad to be here.
Great. Awesome. Don't worry about it. We're only going to count how many times you do that.
Okay.
All right, just kidding.
I'm okay with
So, Spencer, tell us what you do, what kind of music you listen to, what do you play in Porch 40, that type of thing.
I'm the drummer for Porch 40.
Right.
I've been playing drums for about 10 years now. I mean, I like a little bit of everything as far as music goes. I grew up listening to classic rock mostly, and I piqued my interest when I got into jazz and funk and soul, stuff like that, and I really got into that for a while, and I played in some punk bands too and done all that fun stuff,
right.
But, funk really hit home with me, so, like, I could find a common ground with a bunch of different kinds of music and a bunch of different musicians and the genre of funk, and so that's kind of what I set my eyes on eventually because that's what I enjoyed playing the most,
Right. Going back, I've listened to a bunch of your guys' stuff on YouTube and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I can definitely hear punk influences. I can hear ska influences. I can hear heavy metal influences. I can go on and on and on. And it's refreshing to see guys that take and meld their different influences and can come up with a cohesive type sound, and it's awesome to hear. Some other bands that you guys are playing with right now are doing some big things, and you guys are doing some big things too. April 11th, right? Where now?
The Grey Eagle, right? Yeah, the Grey Eagle.
Grey Eagle, yeah.
Yeah, that's the Grey Eagle date.
That's awesome. I've never been to the Grey Eagle. What's that? What's the Grey Eagle like?
The Grey Eagle's very down home to me because I kind of grew up around that scene in Asheville, and the Grey Eagle was, that it's like the Orange Peel except for like all the cool people hang out there,
right?
All the cool kids,
All the tourists go to the Orange Peel.
Yeah. Well, and the Orange Peel still has great shows, and I love playing there.
For
not
sure.
to bash the Orange Peel, but I just grew up around that scene in that Asheville, that underground scene, and going to see bands there. One of the first bands I ever saw there was Of Montreal, which is
right.
one of my favorite bands. Great show, and they pulled it off at the Grey Eagle so well. For me, the Grey Eagle is just about underground music and local stuff and bringing these out-of-town artists and local musicians together and doing these awesome shows on this really, cool, old-school place, too. It's not like a... It's nice, but it's kind of, old school feeling,
Gotcha.
And it has a great sound, easy to work with. People there, they're all easy to work with. The sound guys are awesome, and I just enjoy playing there. And I've only got to play there one time, but we headlined that show, and it was a great time.
That's awesome.
So I'm ready to play there again, especially with those two bands. They're great bands. I personally looked them up the other day, and they're great bands. They're both really awesome.
For sure.
Yeah.
The broadcast headlined Hickory's Oktoberfest last year.
Yeah.
They were fantastic. They just played a free show at the Holler Mill in Hickory not too long ago. Had a fantastic turnout. I wouldn't doubt if if you guys play that type of venue, you'd kill it in our town too.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, for sure. And it's weird playing a Monday night show, right?
Yeah, it is kind of strange. I'm kind of excited. I'm happy to be playing on a Monday night. I'd rather be playing tonight than to be working.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree with you.
So yeah, I mean, the more you put me on the road, and the more shows you give me, the more I eat it up. I'm a junkie for it all. So
awesome.
Yeah.
How many shows did you guys do last year?
Oh Lord, I have a.
I don't expect you to pull out a calculator or anything. But.
I keep up with my set lists. I filled in 3 years of Porch 40. I filled like 3 or 4 books full of set lists. So
that's great.
Quite a few shows. I mean, the past 2 or 3 months, we've been all up and down the East Coast and the South, and going down to New Orleans and all that for Mardi Gras was, a great time and great culture. And we've been playing 2-3 shows a week.
That's
if
fantastic.
we can. Yeah. And I want to keep doing that. I want to do 7 shows a week if I can.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm workaholic as far as it comes to drumming and playing.
That's awesome. So we pumped that April 11th gig and all that good stuff. So what I really want to know is, are you gonna rock this crowd at Granite Falls Brewing tonight or what?
We're gonna what?
Are you gonna rock this crowd tonight? Or
oh
what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna be too loud.
Of course. Yeah. Absolutely.
Right off the bat.
People came for a nice dinner and they're getting. I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. I'm excited to put the stick on the head tonight and really play. I mean, I'm always excited, but it's Monday.
Awesome.
Beer break.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I want to go ahead and say real quick. Don't want to make this about me, but
Yes,
just a little.
What's different about this?
I actually went to Western Carolina with all of you, right? All of you went to Western, right? Except for you. You just hung out there. Yeah. Well, that's okay.
Sick burn on the mesh.
I know, for real. That hurt me real deep,
Ouch.
Abby.
I'm so sorry. And this isn't really even a question. I'm just talking.
We're edit all this.
We're gonna cut this up. I guess I kind of saw you guys when you really first joined together, and it's changed a lot, but it's like been almost like this. I don't want to sound stupid, but like this almost like beautiful kind of. It was really awesome to see like your Facebook likes to just. I knew you guys when you just made a Facebook, and that was really awesome. So
I remember that day, the first day we made a Facebook.
Yeah.
Like literally, I was sitting there and I was just like,
It's really bored.
we were
Here's computer.
Yeah, we're just like, let's make a Facebook.
now what?
We didn't have any intention of like,
We
Doing it this
started
big.
off as a bet with the race with PMA. You remember that?
yeah, for Facebook to see who get the most likes at the beginning.
What was that? It
that's-
was a bet to race for likes with you
I think you guys might win. Are winning now?
Are you?
Well, we haven't been keeping score since like summer.
We'll just say we don't pay
Doesn't
attention
matter.
anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
At least
anymore.
if y'all were betting like $1 a like or something, I'd be. Yeah, better pay off.
Oh, so since this gets posted like probably next week, can you tell me like some upcoming places you're going to be playing?
We're playing Boone at the local on the 17th with the French Broads, right?
Oh, nice.
Opening up for us, which will be a really, really fun show. The French Broads are a great band.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, and then the annual, Soul Infusion 420 Blast,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is, I guess this will be our third year doing that. We've done that since we started. I mean, it's 420, and you got to celebrate
Oh,
the Porch
yeah.
40 on 420.
Right.
And Soul Infusion's
We like
been
to
great
celebrate.
supporters. And Soul Infusion's been very supportive of us in the past too.
Yeah, they've been a great venue to play at, and they got us a lot of, really early support back in the day.
But that's great, man. You guys are really hitting the heady crowd, and that's phenomenal, and we all appreciate it. And it's just, talking to Abby turned me on to you guys, and I'll be honest, I've listened to the rundown, and it's really good, and it's I've contacted your management, Mr. Justin Roper, sitting beside you of Speakeasy, and we're looking forward to having you guys back in Hickory for our big event on June 20th to help out the main site in our area. That's awesome. We really appreciate you guys doing that.
We're excited to come down here and play.
Yeah, for sure. And we're looking forward to having you, putting you up, and all that good stuff. And
We're looking forward to rocking.
yeah, I'm excited about it. For
Yeah,
sure.
it'll be a fun show.
For
It
sure.
always is.
Honey, if I live in your mind, I'll be with you forever till the end of time. I never leave you, it's not the fear. Those are nice words you wanted to hear in books of red, lots of blue. These cliche phrases I said I'm true, and all the likeness, all the years. Those are nice words you won't have from ever and when I deliver the news in my wild life. The lies they giving a rise from the feeling that I never wanted to have it. The love is a stupid reason not to be down anymore. Now it's such a stupid reason. Come just leave me, I'll be on my knees. I give you anything you ever please, and I will whisper in your ear all the nice words you want to hear. And they I'm buying and oh yeah, I'm in it deep. She's misconducting my overture of my heart. You don't even love her, you don't even miss her, you don't give a thing she needs. And nothing, giving me nothing, giving me nothing. I need the love. It's a stupid reason not to be down anymore. It's such a stupid reason.
Hi, Alan and Chris here with an exciting announcement about something coming to the Western North Carolina area later this year. It's the first ever Foot Candle Film Festival.
That's right, an honest-to-goodness film festival that's happening September 25th through the 27th at the Salt Block in Hickory, North Carolina. Films are being submitted from all over the world to be considered.
Do you or someone you know have a film that you'd like to submit? Visit footcandle.org and follow the link to the festival for instructions.
Stay tuned later in the year as we announce our choices and start selling tickets.
Visit footcandle.org for more information. We'll see you in September.
We're with Scott from Porch 40. How you doing, Scott?
Doing wonderful things.
He
Great.
just stuffed his face with a burger.
Yeah, have some burger.
Well, French fries.
French
okay?
fries. Scott, so we've been talking to a bunch of other guys and a couple other guys in your band, and we've talked about the Dirty Dozens brass band gig.
Oh man, that was a really cool experience.
Tell me about it.
Well, I've been, a fan of the Dirty Dozen Brass Band for years. Carter and I have been listening to them since before Porch 40. We've been put on to them for years. They've been a big inspiration to me. Both of the saxophone players are big influences, great performers. So, got to talking to them earlier on during the sound check to the Barry sax player, and we were just talking back and forth, and he's like, well, man, if you're down, I would love to have you come up and jam with us. And I said, sure, just, let me know. And so, of course, during their show, I'm right up front, having a great time. And the sousaphone player actually kind of catches my attention and just points over to the side of the stage, like, go get your horn. When I got my horn, and they pulled me up on the next song, and, that right in itself, I was completely content, like walking on clouds right there. I was happy as could be, man. And then
it's like, just tell me the key and what we're doing.
That's exactly what I said. Kevin looked at me. He said, "Hey, man, this is what we're in. You ready?" And I said, "Yeah, let's do it." And so we got up there and we played a couple that went through that first song. By that point, I'm expecting, oh, well, that was cool. I can get off stage. And he grabs me. He goes, you're staying right here. And so we jammed out with him for a couple more songs, man. That was an experience, I tell you.
That's awesome, man. I've listened to Dirty Dozens for forever, and being a big fan of White Spray Panic, they did a live album with the Dirty Dozens and all that.
Yeah.
And it's those guys they're fantastic.
Oh yeah,
they're fantastic,
unbelievable musicians.
Right.
Every one of them is great.
I mean, you can still rattle off. What'd you do with them?
The names of their songs.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Honestly, I think one of them was Dirty Old Man.
Yeah, Dirty Old Man. Yeah.
And then another one I believe was just an open jam.
Right.
And then the last song that I did with them, they were pulling up audience members and having them come up and dance, and one of them was actually a friend of ours, and
that's great.
So they were we're up on the stage dancing. I don't know if they had a name for that.
Right on,
I'm not entirely sure.
That's awesome, man. I know being able to play with other musicians that you're so fond of.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure is just something you're never gonna let that go.
And that's part of the spirit of it, man. It's just having a good time and playing music.
Always.
And just making something good come out of it.
Introduce your boy here.
Oh yeah, I got Carter right over here, our bass player.
Hi, everybody.
Who's this guy?
He's
this guy
in my ear,
let the ginger in.
nudging and making fun of me, but I'm gonna let turn it over to Carter here and let you guys talk to him for a minute. So
man, thanks, man.
I'm gonna go finish my dinner. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Scott.
Bye, Scott.
Charlotte.
It's weird to try to.
I'm standing here and pester you.
Do it, man. I just did it to you. That's fair.
Right.
It's weird to like.
Oh, right on.
I'm like, thanks, Scott. I'm not even looking at you. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. I can feel the sincerity.
Carter, what's up, man?
Not a whole lot, man. What's up?
Welcome to I'm with the Band on the Mesh.
Right on. Happy to be here.
Tell us something cool.
You made it.
Tell us something cool. I'll tell you something cool. I just finished this really cool beer from this place called the Bishop Coal Miner. It's amazing.
I like Smash.
It's a little strong though. I'm gonna have to have like no more for the show.
None more.
Like none more.
Awesome. Carter, we've been talking to a few of your other bandmates about different things today, and
Lots of things.
Lots of things.
Lots of things. Things are good.
Gigs you've had in the past and all that good stuff. And I love it. Growing up, Classic rock was my deal too.
Oh, yeah.
Allman Brothers,
All day.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Also on that list is Marshall Tucker Band.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you guys had the distinguished privilege of opening up for the Marshall Tucker Band.
Yes, we did.
Pretty recently, right?
Pretty recently. That was like a month or two ago. It's February, right? January. I mean, I'm just like you. I grew up listening to that stuff. My parents spun Marshall Tucker records all the time growing up. One of my favorite songs by them was Every Day I Got the Blues or something like that.
Yeah.
It was just a really long blues rock jam they did, and it was amazing. They didn't play it, but I got to hear lots of other stuff. But I got a hug from Doug Gray. That was cool.
Yeah,
that was really cool. I was carrying stuff backstage.
Warm and fuzzy?
Like getting like right off stage as you do when you're playing with someone like that, and I just sort of walked by and I just turned and he was like face to face with me, so I just like put my stuff down. I was like, dude, give me a hug. And he did, so I didn't freak him out, I guess.
He didn't press charges, which is always a plus.
I didn't have to go to court.
Right, man.
For that specific hug.
Yeah, right. Did you guys play with Marshall Tucker in Charlotte?
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
Yeah. It was the, I think it was the Fillmore East in Charlotte, and I'm originally from there. From Davidson. It's a town right outside Charlotte. It's about 45 minutes, and I've just... You know, like, I live far enough away from Charlotte to where a trip to Charlotte was like a trip. Like, you spend a day doing it.
Right.
So, like, me and my dad would go to Guitar Center and stuff, and there's a lot of landmarks you recognize going through Charlotte, like Speedway and stuff, and, like, the NASCAR Hall of Fame and all that stuff.
Sure.
I don't know, it was just nice. It was cool to come back and play such a prestigious venue, like, right off the bat, you know?
Right, for sure.
Like...
You guys recorded in Charlotte, right? Reflection Studios?
Yeah, we recorded at a studio called Reflection Sound Studios, which is unfortunately not there anymore. But it's been there. It had been there since 1969, and a bunch of really famous people had played there. Joe Walsh played there. James Brown Band played there. REM recorded Murmur there. So Drew got to be in the same vocal booth as Michael Stipe.
Wow.
Doing vocal booth, which was really, really cool. We got to work with an absolute wizard named Mark Williams. He's amazing. He's got tricks for days. And him and his buddy Shane were behind the board in the studio. They did a great job.
Right.
For production, we chose our buddy Jamie Hoover from the Sponge Tones. They're a pretty big band around Charlotte, and they're... yeah, you heard of them?
Yeah.
The Sponge Tones? Yeah, he's the guitar player. He produced the album. We got to go to his house and use his home studio, and he had like... I mean, it was his house, so he had like a guitar collection there. So we just walked into his studio, and there's like $50,000 worth of guitars just laying there. He's like, oh, got that one then, got this one then, got this one then. We got to sort of delve into his like gear pocket, I guess.
Right.
I'd say. It was nice. It was really nice. We got a...
You got any shows coming up there? Fillmore, right?
Up in Charlotte? Not that I know of.
No?
No, not yet. Not yet. Let's say that. We're trying to get back in Charlotte because we love Charlotte, and Charlotte's cool. But,
yeah,
not on the horizon yet.
Charlotte is cool.
Charlotte's very cool.
Yeah, there's the gigs there. They're some of those gigs up there, man. They're just we've played the band that I play in. We've played some places up there, and it's just ridiculous. The crowds that they bring in. There's so many people that want to hear great music there.
Yeah.
You guys would fit in perfect.
I mean, that's the thing about cities, though. There's so many people just there that a whole lot of people are just bound to show up.
Right.
At some point or another.
That's right.
So that's what's nice about big cities. We like that in places like Asheville and Charleston and New Orleans.
Gotcha.
Of course. Places in Florida and stuff.
Are we good? We done?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you want to bring Mitch out here?
Yeah,
I just told him.
Thanks, dude.
No problem, man.
Thank you, Carter.
You're welcome. Abby and Andrew.
All right.
Mitchell, how you doing today, man?
I'm pretty good. Can't complain.
Great. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me.
Right on. Hey, so after watching your YouTube videos and all that stuff, you guys, your instrument's the electric violin, right?
Yeah.
Right. So tell me how you guys incorporate that.
Well, I guess we just try and... I always think of how I can sound like... During our songwriting, I always want to sound like a horn part. Like, I feel like sax and violin, I think of us like the horn section in a funk band.
Right.
But then, like, I don't want to only play funk, and none of us do, so... Sometimes we need just different sounds, so sometimes we need a rock and sax solo, and sometimes we need a violin solo, sound like a guitar or something like that. So it's like, I think of it just for songwriting purposes as just a horn part.
Right. When you guys are playing your live shows, what kind of pedals are you using to turn those fiddle sounds or violin sounds into, say, like a psychedelic guitar or something along that lane?
I've got this effects rack called Axe Effects. It's
Right.
what Periphery, that band.
Right.
It's what a lot of just metal bands use, and it's a really great thing. Frank Zappa's one of his sons made it, and it's got everything in there. So I'll build an amp, I'll build a little cabinet, and just put distortion and phasers and reverb and stuff. It's fun.
That's real cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any people that have done that before, or do you have like inspiration to put you on that type path?
I would say from violin, probably my biggest inspiration is Casey Drezen. Just seeing how he uses the instrument, and also how he uses effects. He's got some really good sounding patches, and he's a great player and very innovative. And also, I love listening to like for guitar, I just like listening to metal, like stuff like that, like prog metal. And everything, really.
So if I'm going to wrap my head around it, you take influences from all types of genres and try to implement them. What you guys doing, right?
Yeah. And it's a hard thing for a young person to do.
I understand that. I understand for sure. What's the plans of Porch 40? Where do you see you guys going in the next couple months?
We're gonna go. Right now, we're kind of just trying to play a little bit lower key because we got people in school still. So as soon as everybody's graduated,
Western Carolina, right?
Yep, good old Western Carolina.
Yep.
As soon as everybody's graduated, we're hitting the road, and we're just gonna go as far as we can. We're gonna go as hard as we can. We're just gonna play shows and bring people more music everywhere. So that's great. I'm excited about that. And hopefully after this first tour that we do, we're going to record the album, our next album. And that's really what I've been excited about. Like, even when we were doing the first album, I was just thinking, like, by the time we do this second album, music is going to be such a different thing for all of us that we're actually going to feel like we're making a livelihood by playing it. So we're actually going to feel a little bit like professional when we get in there, and it's gonna be like really fun. I'm just excited for that next album, really, and tour is gonna be awesome.
Well, as fans, we're looking forward to it. We appreciate you sitting in with us and all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time for sure.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mitch.
Thank you.
In the morning, in the AM before I find myself awake and I don't know what I'm so unlike the rest of the world. There's something wrong with me, something deep in my core. And I think about the future, I think about the past, I think about the present, now it never seems to last. Yes, I think about adversity, but personally it's worse than me. I'm just like Socrates and I can't stay aside. And I wake up in the evening after sleeping through my day. But don't try to help me, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, with everybody, Alright, I don't need to be, alright, I don't need anybody, I don't need anybody, And just about the time when the sun comes up, I die a little inside, but it's not enough to keep me doing the same damn thing. I'm a victim of my mind. I cry not to sing about my situation as I play my favorite station. Throw my head to the side, have my revelation, yeah. Constructive catharsis, destructive thesis. I'm throwing all the rocks, picking up those pieces, and I wake up in the evening after sleeping through my day. And don't try to help me, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, with everybody. Alright, don't need to be. Alright, don't need anybody. Alright, don't need anybody. Alright, don't need anybody. Alright, don't need anybody.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.